What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Kvoth. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Isis, getting a very, very nice start here with a starting Auroch right underneath his town center. His name is the Rapl. What an exciting time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. So we have an Isis versus a Hades matchup here today, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very spicy one. This isn't a matchup you get to see very often on the map Mediterranean, so things are going to be very spicy. The advantages of Isis on Mediterranean are twofold. You have two strategies, or actually you have three strategies you can try here as Isis. Strategy number one is kind of the meta, and I think it's a very, very strong way to play on Mediterranean. It is the, but basically you go for a 4:30 advance time with 3 docks, and you try and fight water with Anubis using the Plague of Serpents, using your Anubite to harass your opponent a little bit, and then you find an advantage with Prosperity, getting yourself an early second town center to give yourself an economic boost over your opponent. That's kind of the way you win, is you use your Plague of Serpents to try and basically artificially give yourself an advantage on water, or at least give you an artificial numbers advantage for a little bit, allows you to get your second town center up. Strategy number two for Isis, which is a little bit dated, but it is still very, very good, is a fast heroic through Nephthys and Bast. Bast, Nephthys, fast heroic. You ancestors eclipse your opponent's economy. You build siege ships, and you go and try and kill your opponent on water, utilizing the Free Leviathan, utilizing the siege ships, and maybe even a couple of archer ships as well to boot. And you find some fun where that is. And then finally, a third strategy, which we really haven't seen very much of, is the fast second town center, which is more of a set and raw strategy, because Isis is not going to have the food really to play around with it. But there might be some versions of Mediterranean where it's kind of possible. As Rapl is housed. Anyways, we're going to ignore that. These guys are 1900 plus players, and they can make mistakes too. So whenever you guys are playing Age of Mythology and you guys get housed on your in your first house, just remember, so too do other players. So it's all good, guys. You just gotta keep chipping away. Kvoth, on the other hand, playing as Hades here. I don't actually think that Hades has got more than one strategy on this map. At this point, it doesn't seem like there's really... unlike Zeus and Poseidon, who could potentially do something a little bit quirky, Hades, there's only really one strategy, and that is go for a 4:30 advance with 9 fishing ships, 2 docks, and live the dream. Now, there is a world here where I think that the dock placement of Greek players and basically 2 dock Mediterranean players is a little bit off. I think the best place to put the dock is going to be in the middle of these 2 fishing spots, if you can so help it, just like right in the middle here. And then also right in the middle over here. It allows this middle fishing spot to have less distance to each of these ones, but I guess you're going to put the 3rd dock down eventually anyways. Just a little bit of a random thought that came into my mind there. The Matrius dock, as it were. You could also put it right in the middle here, and over here on this dock would be completely fine as well, to kind of share between 2 fishing spots and have 1 fishing spot be very effective. Anyways, Athena is coming through for Kvoth. It's a very, very late Athena. I'm not sure exactly what happened there for Kvoth. He must have maybe overbuilt fishing ships first. Bast coming through now for Rapl. So this indicates to me we're going to be seeing a fast heroic. Now, when you do go for the fast heroic, Rapl, while he was housed, so this is probably part of the reason, but you want to get yourself up around about 5 docks here, I would say, because you might be losing a dock in the early game here. So you want to have a little bit more protection, a little bit more like get away from me action. But Rapl is going to be going to the next age very, very fast. He does lose his priest there to a sentinel, which is not ideal. He will have himself a sphinx that he could place off onto the side of the map and then run into Kvoth's base to click that Ancestors Eclipse. But this is going to be a relatively quick, fast heroic here from Rapl. He's getting up his dock on this position as well. Kvoth, on the other hand, is going to be getting out an immediate Ajax. He hasn't gotten any favor out of this temple, so no immediate Chiron going to be coming through here just yet, as the Trireme are immediately clicked to start moving across the map and harassing Rapl. Given the 5-minute advance time, this gives Rapl so much extra time on these fishing ships. And he's not going to be retreating back just yet. One thing that I wouldn't mind seeing from players who do these types of strategies is put a dock off onto the side of the map. Because look at here, you can get yourself these fishing spots as well. And like this is a strategy I haven't seen done very often, but you get an extra 2 fishing ships. So advancing a little bit later could be a decent idea as well. I would like to try. I think I will try it at some point. A little bit of a different Egyptian strategy on Mediterranean. We do see the Trireme coming through, going to start putting some pressure onto these fishing ships. Rapl is slowly garrisoning these in and out as the Trireme moving across the map here, trying to do as much as they can. As we see the armory coming up for Rapl, going to be a very, very fast advance time. Looks about 7 minutes here as the villagers going to be moving over onto the gold mine, onto this position over here. We'll see if he chucks everyone over onto wood or not, as he looks like he wants to cast prosperity. Going to be advancing very, very shortly here. There's another villager coming through. I wonder if he'll cut that one. Yes, he does. Nephthys on the way as the fishing ship's still getting chased down. Rapl needs to keep these alive if he wants to have some sort of an advantage here. He does manage to continue getting just a little bit of damage done onto the Trireme here. As he is on the way to the next age. He has his Sphinx on the back here. Going to be looking for a little bit of pressure. A little bit too early. You want to be careful not to lose this Sphinx as it is checking out here. And Kvoth at this point, he's getting himself the favor. He's getting himself out the Chiron. He knows that Ancestors Eclipse is on the way. He has found himself the Tower of Cestus here as well. I wonder if he's going to get himself some sort of upgrade here in terms of watchtowers, as the Sphinx is searching around for the perfect place to click Ancestors Eclipse. We see Kvoth going for a fast second town center behind all of this, which might give the advantage to Rapl, who's going to be able to go straight into the siege ships here and have a huge advantage moving forward. Not only that, the town center is in range of water fire here, so the siege ships are going to be a big help, as Trireme are actually getting taken out here by these docks. So Rappel's even getting some advantages where that's concerned, as the Sphinx searching around in the main base looking for something to do. The Sphinx is just about to get picked off here. He's not going to be clicking that Ancestors Eclipse. Yes, he does. There he goes. Going to be clicking that one there to try and find some sort of villager kill, some sort of economic shutdown here. But Kvoth is already on the defense here, playing around this beautifully. We see these ships coming out right now. The Eclipse gets clicked down onto the Leviathan, as well as the fishing ships are back out onto the middle of the map, as the mercenary are searching around for villager kills. But the Chiron is doing so much damage to these minions here, surging up onto this top location here, looking for some more villagers to kill as the war barge is moving forward here. We do see Kvoth microing this very nicely, as the minions going to be finding the villagers over here on this position, still not able to be taking them out. We are seeing the Scorpion men moving in onto this position now. 1 villager down, 2 villagers down, maybe a 3rd villager will be falling here as well. Not quite going to be able to get that one, as the Minotaur going to clean up everything else. The Scorpion men on this position going to be falling, as well as the Trireme moving in onto this position, going to be looking to take out some fishing ships, as Rapl needs to figure out how to continue in this game. Has he done enough damage with that Ancestors Eclipse? Will he get enough damage done with the war barges? And can Kvoth actually continue to hold the water versus all of these war barges? As Rapl rightly so just says, no worries, I'm going to just move forward and take out your docks if you're not going to be fighting this. As the Trireme here, stuck in the middle of the map, getting chased down here by these war barges. Rapl doesn't even need to build more war barges at this point here. Is he still building them? No, he's getting himself the per scene here. He can think about getting himself a second town center very soon. He's got the 400 gold in the bank, just a little bit short on the food because of those Trireme raids. As the war barges come through to finish off the remaining dock on this position, we are seeing some walls coming up. Archery range stable coming down on this position, as well as the heroes swinging forward to cause a little bit of problems here for Rapl, as Rapl going to be garrisoning into that gold mine here. We'll see where he's going to go. Wouldn't mind seeing this. Well, I mean, obviously this town center is better because the heroes are coming down on the other side, so that's not something that Rapl really knows about, but he does manage to make that work. Also managed to keep his Scorpion man alive here, as the priest's going to come over here and start empowering that one up. as now the fishing ships can come out and give Rapl a little bit of an advantage. Again, docks on these sides with the fishing ships. The other thing you could try and do is actually chuck docks down on your opponent's side of the map here. It's unique to Egyptian if they do manage to win the water, is they can push up, throw up fishing ships on these locations here. Yes, your opponent can take these docks out, but it can be very, very helpful to make it work. As the town center is coming through here, the Ajax, Chiron, and Minotaur going to be sitting on this gold mine here, doing everything they possibly can to deny that top location from being grabbed here. Meanwhile, what are we seeing from Kvoth at this point? He's making himself out some archers at this point. He's getting his villagers onto the pigs. We see Rapl getting his town center up. Wouldn't be surprised to see a third town center here from Kvoth anytime soon. As the villagers coming up onto this gold mine over here for Rapl, he will need to be getting himself a Migdol stronghold here very, very soon. His monument maybe just getting up a little bit late here in this game. He doesn't quite have the favor to get himself a Migdol here, as there's an attempt on the life of this town center. These war barges are not upgraded here, ladies and gentlemen. A watchtower coming up here to try and defend this location, but the town center is on the way down. If the tower is up, it might be enough to hold onto this location. We'll see if Rapl will change the course here. The village is going to be repairing this one back up, and it looks like the town center will be falling here, ladies and gentlemen. This is an incredibly rare Mediterranean map. The watchtower here will also be getting taken down very, very quickly as well. Does manage to trade for one war barge here, though, when all is said and done. And this is a huge advantage now for Rapl in this game. He has gotten so much value out of these war barges in this game, as the Migdol stronghold coming up on this position over here, as Rapl is now going to start transitioning into the land here. The big thing that he needs to be aware of is that he cannot be allowing Kvoth back onto the water, and this is the hardest part about being in the position that Rapl is in. As he gets pushed off this gold mine, we do see all these myth units, or all these heroes plus the Minotaur. Too much for Rapl. He probably should have just come up to the top side of the map where the Migdol stronghold is, and continue to hold here. Meanwhile, we see a marker coming up for Rapl as Kvoth is going to have to figure out his way back into this game. Look at the score difference at this point. It's so absolutely huge here. As those villagers just going to be sitting in over on this position. We see some attempted walls on this gold mine. There's plenty of gold at the top side here. If you're Rapl at this point, what you can do is you can simply just push up this side of the map and just go after this town center for yourself here, and in order to get yourself that third town center that you're so wanting, because Kvoth is really invested quite a bit into holding this bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Kvoth here, he's got himself the second town center back up on the top side. He does have himself a deer over here, or a deer pack over here that he can eat to get himself a little bit more food. Kvoth at this point is trying to get to the next age here as fast as he possibly can. Market coming up. We see the war elephant coming out for Rapl as well. Rappel's going to have a huge amount of food income in this game just because of those fishing ships. You can actually see him grabbing all of the fish in the middle of the map. This is just something that, I mean, Rappel's not an Egyptian player, but even Egyptian players don't really do it. Getting those docks up on this side can be so much more efficient and help you out so very much, as we do see the attack coming through. The war elephant's going to be doing some good damage here. Kvoth being very smart, ignoring the elephants, attacking kind of the units which are doing all of the damage here on these locations. As we see the villagers jumping through the Leviathan to get this town center up. Absolutely huge play from Rapl. Very rare usage of the Leviathan, but he's managing to make it work. Meanwhile, restoration coming through on this position to help hold, as those war elephants are very, very tanky, very, very tough to defeat there. Thank you so much for the 18 months, Kilty. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing very, very well, as I think there are still villagers just wandering through here onto this gold mine, but Kvoth is going to be very, very upset to see this town center going the wayside of Rapl here, as Rapl is also going to be looking to move forward and trying to grab this town center, not only grabbing this town center, but also putting up a Migdol stronghold over here. However, the Pharaoh does get sniped down. That's going to slow the Migdol stronghold up, but the war elephant is still causing a lot of problems on this position as the villagers have to retreat back. Kvoth as well, he is going through Apollo here. The town center is up. We see a siege works coming down on this position as well. He does have to be concerned about potential sneaky docks coming down, and that's exactly what's happening over here by Kvoth. He wants 2 docks down, and he wants to spam out those hammer ships to get a whole bunch of economic damage done onto Rapl. We'll see what Rapl will do as a defense here. Meanwhile, Rapl at this point, does he see the docks? No, he does not. We do see these war barges getting closer and closer to spotting this, but whether or not he will notice to the docks coming up in time, or if Kvoth will get himself out some hammer ships in time here, will remain to be seen. As he gets the dock up, we'll see what he's going to do with that, as he does start the Pentacontas here, and I imagine he will be thinking about going straight to the Mythic Age here as well behind all of this. As Rapl is now spreading out along the map, barracks coming down over here, siege works coming down as Rapl trying to push forward. He's got so many elephant in on this position. One of the big things is once you get around about 5 or 6 elephant, or even a little bit less than 5 or 6 elephant, getting yourself the war elephant upgrade can be an incredibly big bonus to them. If you take a look at it, war elephant is plus 20% hit points. That's heavy war elephant, but this is 20% hit points on top of 495, where normally a 10% boost is like not very much, or a 20% boost is not really very much. For the elephant, it's absolutely huge, as we do see the war barges coming in onto this location now to try and take down the docks, but the Pentacontas are going to be dealing with this very, very fast. We'll see if Rapl is going to be thinking about just going for some archer ships at this point, or if he's going to just sack the water a little bit and go straight for the main base here with his own war elephant. He's got so many here. The other alternative is to make some siege weapons and start pushing, but Rappel's food here is going to be struggling. He's got 44 villages on the gold mine here. Does he have upgrades? He's got himself quarry. He doesn't have hand axe just yet, but he kind of doesn't really need it in a way, but getting hand axe would definitely help out in the near future. Are we seeing those cabinets coming out? Yes, we are. But kind of a better way to deal with Pentacontas, and while cabinets do actually counter Pentacontas, the better way to deal with the hammer ship is to actually build your own hammer ship, funnily enough, because the speed of the Pentaconta is the problem, because they move like one whole speed faster, and they're going to move in and just take out your fishing ships. But if you can just chase them down with your own hammer ships, you're going to be in a much, much better position.
Into you.
As Rapl ready to start pushing forward, we do see the Chariot Archer raid starting to push in onto this location. Kvoth here, he's going up through Hephaestus. He is not taking his foot off the pedal here in this game. Somehow, some way, managing to make this age jumping work here. And Rapl here, he's got to be thinking about next age fairly soon, as well as the Pentaconta here cleaning up another fishing ship. We see some more cabinets coming through. We've got the spearmen coming in onto this gold mine over here as well. Imagine if Rapl could get up like a fort, Migdol or something on this position to push off this gold mine. It would probably be lights out for Kvoth moving forward here. As we see the markets are up, the advance time will be coming through for Rapl. We'll see what he wants to go for. There are 2 options here. Obviously, every age has 2 options, and Rapl chooses Thoth. Incredibly risky pick here. He does get the war turtle, which is going to be a big help on the water, but the Thoth is going to give him a meteor to push through a location. He's securing this gold mine. He's securing this gold mine over here. Kvoth, he's got Underworld, so potentially saving meteor to deal with that Underworld is going to be a good option as well. As the fortress comes down onto this position over here, spearmen trying to take this out. We see some more Pentacontas coming through here. I'd love to see Rapl just getting out some siege to take out these docks. He does have a siege tower over here as the heavy elephant coming through. Rappel's only got 1 monument up at this point as well. As the villagers moving forward, more military buildings getting thrown up around this town center. It looks like Rappel's got full control of this game, but Hades never dies, ladies and gentlemen. And not only Hades never dies, but also it's Kvoth who really never dies. He's one of the best defenders in the game at the moment. You'd have to say, if you watch any of his games, he's starting to hold in on this position with his Toxotes. Rapl says, better not push in here. There is going to be there is no crenellations here, actually, so it's probably a good idea for Rapl to be pushing. As we do see the siege tower sneaking in onto this location. We'll see if Kvoth is going to be noticing this one or not, as it's slowly going to be going down. We see the Ajax sneaking through onto this location here. Is the priest going to be trying to take out the Colossus? Meanwhile, we do have the Underworld passage coming through over here. Will Rapl use his meteor on this location or not is the big question. I think it's a good idea to just click meteor here, make sure the Underworld goes down. but he might be pushing in to try and take out Kvoth's main base here with his elephant. The meteor is through. Not only that, he can push in and try and take the plenty vault away from his opponent here, as we're starting to see some mercenary cavalry coming out for Rapl. He's still got those 46 villages on gold as the elephants coming through here. What is the plan with all this stuff? As we do see the fortress coming down very, very fast. We got the war turtle coming in here to try and defend on this location. There's the meteor coming through. It's not going to do that much damage to Kvoth. He's got masons. He's got he's basically got everything. I'm surprised Rapl didn't click the meteor on top of the underworld passage. That's where it does the most damage. As we can see, this town center is slowly getting torn down by just one colossus here. All the rest of these units are falling in a big way. As the elephant coming over here to clean the rest of this up, we are now starting to see the Oxy Juggernauts starting to sneak over onto this location, as Kvoth is going to be going after this town center here. And we do see the Oxy Juggernauts are going to be able to take out the Migdol Stronghold. They're going to be able to take out the town center as well. We do have a cabinet over here to help out, but Rapl is going to have to start investing some population into the water to hold on here, and he is trying to do that, as we're now starting to see Pentacontes moving across the map here to take out the fishing ship and everything else here. It's going to be a very, very scary time for Rapl moving forward here in this game, as we do see the catapult going after the main base here. The chariot archer is going to try and clean up the Achilles and everything else on this position as mercenary cavalry coming through. Rappel's got tons of gold in the bank, but he needs wood at this point to start producing on this location. As we're starting to see the Heliopolite trying to come through and take out this Migdol stronghold. Did we see any villagers sneak around here? We've got one villager sneaking in onto this position for Kvoth. He might be able to sneak that town center up if he's lucky here, as the Migdol does get taken down. More units coming through here. The easiest counter to these Oxy Juggernauts is one catapult here to just take down the Oxy Juggernauts, but oftentimes in the heat of the moment, it can be just a little bit hard to work that one out, as the units still pushing through here. This town center is still very much staying alive here. Hades' HP and upgrades are really showing how strong they can be here, as this gold mine is getting slowly closer and closer to getting mined out, and Kvoth has got to be very, very careful about this. He's got 800 gold left in his main base as well, but he needs to be thinking about how he's going to be grabbing a second town center, or not a second town center, a next gold mine in this game to continue here. Rapl, on the other hand, he's got all the gold in the world. He started a trade route. He's got all the economy here, but he's going to be losing this town center, dropping down to 146 population as the siege tower is pushing through here. That's just so many units on the water here, and if Rapl wants to fight back here on the water, he's just got to invest so much population here into this one, as the villagers trying to get this town center back up. They are never going to be able to get that one back up with just one Oxy Juggernaut here. As not only that, Kvoth can now start thinking about grabbing this town center as well very, very shortly, as siege tower is coming back in onto this position here, trying to take this one out. Kvoth is defending this very, very nicely. He's got the hoplite here. He's got the villagers ready to pop out on this location, pushing off of this gold mine over here, as the war elephant's trying to push through here. He's only got a handful of war elephants on this position. They don't have any of those special Thoth upgrades, as Rappel's only got the one monument still remaining here, as the villagers trying to get this back up, but they're just not going to be able to. Another Migdol stronghold is going to be getting taken out as more siege towers rolling in onto this town center over here. Is Rapl right now, he's got the trade route set up, but he has got too many villagers on this location. As he started himself any sort of catapults here, not really just yet, as the Migdol gets taken down over here. The Migdols are being taken down over on this location as well, and Kvoth, all he needs to do is clean up these elephants and start sneaking in onto this town center, and he might be able to get it. We are seeing some villagers sneaking through here as well to try and get this town center up. There are a handful of military units over here for Kvoth, as he's going to try and make that work, as we do see a watchtower up. There are no upgrades on these watchtowers, but they will be able to do some good damage over here, as we see the town center coming through. The village is going to come through and prevent this town center from going up for the time being here, as they're going to shank that down. We've got the Pentaconda raids coming through, taking down some of Rappel's fishing ships. It's probably a good thing at this point for Rapl to be losing those fishing ships and just going more into the land economy, even though you've got to expect the the fishing economy to be slightly better, as this town center looks like it might be just about getting up here for Rapl. Over here on this position, we see this one coming up as well. Rapl needs to basically buy a whole bunch of wood here and make himself some Pentacontas to hold. As this town center is up, it's going to be getting torn down very, very quickly here yet again. Still no upgrades for these town centers of Rapl. He needs masons at the very least, as one of the Oxy Juggernauts getting taken down. We've got the units coming through here to prevent this town center from coming up. Temple, barracks, and everything else coming through here to try and hold on this position, but Rapl just doesn't have the population over here to help. He could make himself mercenary cavalry from the hometown center with 3,000 gold in the bank. Alternatively, mercenary on this location are not going to be a bad idea either, as the Oxy Juggernaut going down. This gold mine is just about to be expiring. We do still have that main gold mine for Kvoth remaining, but I mean, Kvoth right now, he's got no trade. He's basically just relying on the Plenty Vault to help him out in this game here. As Rapl tries to push forward, we've got 4 Heliopoli here. Heavy Elephants do not get a bonus against Siege for whatever reason, but they do have very, very high hack damage to try and take these Heliopoli out. So it's basically dealing true damage in a way, as the army now moving in onto the main base of Rapl. Rapl needs to figure this one out. He's getting himself hands with the pharaohs, getting himself some priests. He's only got the one temple here, as he's trying to get up another temple to get out some more priests to deal with that Colossus here. As the Pentaconta moving through on these positions here, Kvoth doesn't even have full upgrades, even though he's gone through Feisters here. He just hasn't had the resources in this game. As the War Elephant's pushing in onto this position, trying to take out all of those Heliopoli here. As these towers coming through, we see another Juggernaut coming in. Rapl still needs to build himself some more of those ramming galleys here. You got to ask the question, why does Rapl have 30 villages on gold when he has got 6,000 gold in the bank, and he's got 0 food, he's got 500 wood, just needs to get himself some villages onto farms here, would be a very, very smart way of playing it. He's just a little bit distracted with everything going on as the siege tower trying to push through onto this location to take this down, but we will be seeing the town center now coming up for Kvoth on this position. I mean, obviously he needs a town center, but it's always going to be a dangerous town center because it's always going to have that water, going to be a difficult thing to defend and keep the town center alive here. As these Heliopoli pushing through, we do see the villagers pushing off of their gold mine over here as mercenary infantry coming through to try and hold on, as the Migdol stronghold going to be getting taken down very fast. We still don't have Rapl getting himself masons or architects in this game here. As the Juggernaut doesn't quite get taken down on this position. The fishing ship's getting cleaned up as well, as Kvoth is just continuing to build more and more units. Both players don't actually have their ramming galley upgrade here. It's a very, very strong upgrade. If you take a quick look at it, it gives reinforced ram extra 10% hack and hit points onto your ramming galleys, which actually ends up being quite a bit of damage and hit points. Or quite a bit of an advantage over your opponent at the very, very least. As the siege tower tries to take down these archery ranges over here, Kvoth is now up to 3 town centers. He has managed to fight his way back into this game, as a Migdol stronghold coming down on this position as well. Rapl trying to hold over here. He's trying to get everything up as best as he possibly can. We do see the tower is up on this position. A fortress wouldn't go astray over here. He's also grabbed this gold mine as well. As Kvoth, he's managed to just narrowly avoided just getting completely shut out of this game. If Rapl had somehow held this position over here, held this gold mine instead of trying to push into this main base here, he probably would have been able to get the gold staff, but Kvoth has managed to distract well enough that Rapl just couldn't make that happen here. As the barracks on this position going down, and Kvoth is going to be starting to slowly break through this position, takes down the temple over here. We've got more and more siege or naval units coming through, and this is one of the huge things about playing against Egyptian on these maps like Mediterranean, when you don't have a trade route set up, when you don't need the trade route set up as Greek here, you can't defend this kind of water with mercenary. Mercenary aren't a unit you can build on the water, so you actually need to devote population, which you do not have, onto the water. Now, I mean, Rapl has got all the gold in the world, so you could probably just delete some villages at this point, or just send them to their death here, trying to build towers up on this location while they're getting picked off to start getting some more and more ships out. We are seeing cabinets getting built. Still, they need some upgrades, to say the very least, as houses coming down in the main base of Rapl. Rapl needs to figure out how he's going to be defending over on this position. As we see the Oxy Juggernauts coming back over here to try and take down the towers and everything else. As, Rapl's got all these chariot archers here. He's got the elephants here, but he's just not able to push through on that location just yet. It just seems like there's so many more military units out for Kvoth in this game. You do have 3 population chariot archers and 5 population heavy elephants here. But Rapl, he just doesn't have the population where he needs to have it. As the dock's getting taken down over on this position here, Rapl is just getting cleaned up off of everything on the water, and this is a clear win condition at this point in the game. Is controlling the water means you control 2 town centers, which is absolutely huge. You control this one and you control this one. Obviously, with enough catapults here, you might be able to pick off these Oxy Juggernauts and hold that town center as Rapl, but it can be very, very tough to make that happen as the town center is slowly but surely going down at this point. We'll see if the villagers are going to be repairing this one back up here or not. As there is a world here where Rapl just goes, I'm just going to go for a wonder here in this back corner where potentially Kvoth is not going to be able to get to. As Rapl can just kind of defend off his own 2 town centers and throw buildings down everywhere, spam mercenary for forever here as the army's still trying to push through here. The town center does end up going down. No attempt at repairing this one here for Rapl. He's got to be kicking himself for that one. No attempt at defending that as he's still trying to push through on this location over here. Still trying to defend over here as the Colossus is getting pushed back. We do see some Gash Graffiti coming through, and they do have that very, very terrifying burning pitch, and you can see look at the damage onto that siege works that they do there. The siege works does manage to get up, but it's going to be going down very, very fast, doing roughly about 50 damage per second against those or per hit, I should say, not per second, against those that siege works there. As the War Elephant pushing in to take out the Heliopolis there as well. Town Center trying to come back up over here as Kvoth says, no, not today. We do have a handful of naval units out right now for Rapl here to take out Kvoth, but it looks like all of the docks have fallen now as Rapl has been pushed off the water completely here. We'll see if he's going to be able to get those docks back up at this point. Not only that, but the trade route is going past the water here as well. So if Kvoth gets some archer ships down on this position, he's going to be able to stop the trade route of Rapl in its tracks. There's really not a good place to put the market either. Like in this corner up to this town center has to be the only other place to really make a trade route after this position is secured for Kvoth here, as we do see a tower coming up over here for Rapl trying to hold on this position, but Kvoth has got all of the advantages going for himself at this point. He does have the market set up now. We're starting to set the market up as he realizes he needs a trade route coming through very, very shortly. He's got X amount of gold left here, probably about 6,000 gold left, and with this gold mine as well, 300 gold left, 800 gold in the home base. Just really not that much remaining here at all. So this could be the chance that Rapl needs to turn this game around is the time it takes for that trade route to be set up in a way. But we'll see how it's going to go. There is still like the population advantage here as we do see the Colossus moving in onto this position as those villagers trying to get this town center back up. But Kvoth has taken it down once and he is not going to be allowing it to come back up here as the Colossus comes through, going to start bashing away at this town center as now. Kvoth's got plenty of resources in the bank. He can send some villagers off of wood forward to drop fortress down on this position and start taking control of the town centers here as Rapl is getting pushed back here ever so slightly. We see all of the ramming galleys coming through here for Rapl to take down the Pentaconta of Kvoth. At this point, as we see some Pentacontas coming through for Kvoth, and now Rapl might be able to start thinking, well, maybe I can get some Oxy Warbinders out myself to take out my opponent's town center over here, and both players can drop down onto 2 town centers in a way here. As the Migdol Stronghold is up, there's just no units over here. Rapl is nearly on 10,000 gold, ladies and gentlemen, in this game. Does he have enough? I don't know. He's about to hit the 10,000 gold mark. No, he's kept it below here. He's about to hit the 10,000 gold mark. Will he make it there or not? As the Colossus is going to be tearing through this Migdol Stronghold over here. And we are seeing the Gastrophedi coming in onto this position to try and take out the hometown center. We've got the mercenary cavalry coming through here. So the village is going to be repairing this one back up as the priest is going to be able to take out that very low HP Colossus here. But the town center getting very, very low here as 10,000 gold has been achieved for Rapl in this game. He's got gold up the wazoo here. He's never going to have to resign, but is he going to be able to get it all up as we see the Kvoth town center coming through here? Not only this, but Kvoth also going to be able to take all of these farms, if he so chooses, to start that trade route out a little bit better. Kvoth has only got one market at this point, so it's going to be a very, very slow build up to the trade route he needs, and he really does need that trade route going at this point because he's. I mean, we do see that what happened there? One Oxy War Barge is more than enough to stop the town center from going up, as the Pentaconda are going to come over here and start defending this one. As we see Migdol's coming through, we've got the champion elephants are in here. The Pharaoh does go down here as well, as Kvoth decides, yeah, I'll just get the fortress up on this position to make sure we secure this. Meanwhile, Silver Colossus are coming in, and you do have to remember that Rapl went through Thoth here instead of going through Osiris, so he doesn't have an answer to Silver Colossus in this game here. As Rapl now has plenty of resources in the bank here. We'll see if he's going to get more monuments. So he's got 4 monuments here, but we'll see if he's going to go for a wonder. It seems like the only real option for Rapl here in this game is the wonder. As these docks getting taken down on this position, Rapl trying to build some more units out to defend over here. He's got the chariot archers to help out as well on the water. They can actually take down these Pentacondas relatively quickly. There's more units coming through. We still got the champion elephants coming out. They do have Valley of the Kings and Tusks of Apatomark, which is a 742 HP, building very, very quickly. Those two technologies are able to make those elephants incredibly tough to kill. And they are very, very strong siege weapons in essence to take down fortresses and everything else here, as the temple going down over here as well. Still nothing going on that top side of the map here. We've got the Gastrophedi still continuing to push through on this location, as Rapl is just going to build a handful of those mercenary cavalry over there to deal with that. More military buildings coming up over here, and Kvoth is still sitting at full population, but I mean, he's kind of all over the place in a way, and he needs an answer to these elephant at this point. Is he going to go in with those not Pentagon, what are they called? Prodromus here to deal with these elephants, or is he just going to go in with hoplites as the fortress is going to get taken down? We do see the Pentacondas coming through onto this position as more docks getting chased down. Rapl still doesn't have his building upgrades here in this game, as I mean, we're still seeing Gastrophedi attempting to come through for Kvoth. He's going to continue to be cheeky in this game here, as the villagers going to be getting taken down as the docks continuing to come up. We see the watchtower getting cleaned up over here. Houses going down on the shoreline as well, as the town center is going to attempt to come out back up on this position over here. We do have this idle pharaoh over here, which could be really, really helping to get the town center up, as towers coming through here for Kvoth as he is struggling to hold on this position. But the Silver Colossus can basically just ignore the elephant here. Now, elephant do deal 23.8 damage per second against the Colossus, which have only got, I say only, but they've got 50% hack armor. So still a decent amount of damage to be dealt onto the Silver Colossus, as the Kvoth going to be eating a tree here and attempting to keep his Colossus alive. That's completely a fair and reasonable way to utilize population there. As we do see these units still continuing to push through here. The Migdol stronghold going to be getting taken down. Do we see some archer ships coming through? Yes, we do, as Kvoth realizes he's getting his arrow ship cladding, getting some archer ships to come through onto this position to start taking down the trade route. Rappl's probably still got oodles of gold. He spent about 5,000 gold in the recent moments here. I mean, he's still getting gold in, as the Pharaoh does decide, okay, we'll just come back onto the market, make sure the gold is really going well, as we're starting to see towers coming down on this position. Kind of the next step here for Kvoth is to just take all of this space that he's been given by getting a transport ship and sending villagers forward here as well. But Kvoth is pushing through here nicely. Towers going up all over the place, as we do see the settlement getting thrown up on this position, as the elephant coming through all over the place here as well. We've got the fortress coming up as well. Tower coming through here for Rapl to try and hold on to this position as best as he possibly can. We've got a handful of naval units out for Rapl here as well. Thank you for the Prime Zephyr Wings. Appreciate you, my friend. as the tower comes through here as well. The Juggernaut trying to take down this watchtower. They do manage to do so. The trade route in a lot of trouble here as we've got 4 heavy trireme in on this position. We've got the Pentaconda here as well. These camel caravans are just not going to make it through here in the slightest. As we'll see what Rapl is going to do if he tries to just build a market in this corner and go up onto this town center as an option. Is definitely a way to play, as it looks like Rapl is just trying to pull the caravan away from the shore here. As I mean, he could try and potentially build the market like here, for example, and then the trade route is going to come off to the side instead of right next to the water there. It's the fortress coming through onto this position. Do we see any attempt at pushing forward? I mean, the other thing here is that Kvoth doesn't even need to use a transport ship. He can literally just walk in here and grab this location. If you take a look at the Fog of War, this location here is completely unseen, so we can just throw up a bunch of fortresses there. As the priest coming through, you're going to try and take down this Colossus, but now it's a gold Colossus. It's going to be a tough time for that to ever work as their War Elephant are trying to push through onto this position. We see the gold Colossus slowly going down as the unit's just cleaning up everything over on this position here. Is the trade route going to be moving forward, and it's going to eventually start coming past on this location yet again. As the Colossus does get cleaned up there, the town center going to be getting put up very fast yet again. There are so many villages on it, 16 villages on this town center, and it's getting closer and closer to finishing here for Rapl, and he needs this. But look at the gold. The gold is so low for Rapl that he might, and the resources are so low for Rapl that he might just be not able to even survive here, even though he's got the town center up. And Kvoth is already sending his Oxy Juggernauts here back in onto this location to take this one out. Do we see Rapl trying to get some units out himself? Yes, he's getting himself out. Cabinets, he's getting himself out. The Juggernauts here, as they do pop out of the docks here. There's only a handful of docks remaining for Rapl in this game, as the guard towers taking down this position over here. As the village is trying to repair this one back up. These war barges, they will be able to take out the trireme. We do see the trade route is still continuing nicely, but while this is all going on, Kvoth spots his opportunity and he takes it, sends in a handful of gas graffiti to try and take out this town center. The town center being repaired as best as it possibly can, but it will be going down, even with a handful of mercenary cavalry coming down. And as Rapl gets back up to 3 town centers, he is very quickly back down to 2 town centers. But not only that, it looks like he is back down to 1 town center here, as Rapl is going to be losing this town center to a Heliopolis, I should say. And this is all over for Rapl in terms of population. He's still trying to push through over here. Rapple's at 155 and 123 population. The gas graffiti over here can't be cleaned up very easily at all. And the houses are going to be getting taken down as well, as Toxodi coming through to clean up villages as well. This is going to be absolutely so difficult for Rapl to deal with, as the Rapl units now going to be making their way over here to try and take out the town center of Kvoth, causing a little bit of problems here for Kvoth as the army coming through here as well. We'll see if Kvoth can hold on. He's got all the economy in the world right now, whereas Rappel's economy is in utter disaster. He cannot hold himself here. He needs more villages. He needs the trade route needs to be going. It is going from this town center to this town center, so that is completely fine here. But he's losing houses. He's losing everything in this game, as now Rapl needs to retreat back. He does get this town center all back up, this one as well, but now Kvoth is very rightly so saying, well, I can just push through over here now, as the villagers are going to be pushing forward to try and potentially grab this middle town center out of range of water. This is another way to win on Mediterranean, is to take 3 town centers that are out of range of water and maintain control of the middle water as a way to go. As Kvoth pushes in here with his villagers, we do have some mercenary cavalry in, but they should get taken down fairly quickly. You also have to remember that Rapl, I mean, he does have full armory upgrades, but he just doesn't have the gold really to afford to continue pumping these mercenary out at this point, it would seem, as Kvoth is still going to be trying to push through over on this location, but Rapl says no to that one as this town center is going up very, very fast. And what can Rapl do to hold on here as the Colossus is taking down houses, he's taking down everything. There's no siege here to stop this town center from going up. We see a temple coming up over here, Migdol stronghold for Rapl, more mercenary cavalry coming through, but it's just not going to be enough here, as maybe Rapl needs to think about trying to grab this town center now, as this town center is in range of water as well. There's no way. There is no way this town center is in range of water, as Rapl takes Kvoth back down to 2 town centers. Both players on 2 town centers. Kvoth thought this town center wasn't in range, as his siege. I mean, maybe his siege ships could have taken out this town center as well way back when, but Kvoth manages to get himself back onto the water here, but he's got no economy, or no population, I should say. There's plenty of economy, no population to make his own Pentaconters out at this point. He's pushing through on this location over here. He's going to be able to take out all of this here at some point, especially with those Gastrophetes, the Colossus tanking for days here. We'll see if he's going to be able to push through and hold on this location. Plenty of towers over on this location. We'll see if this town center is going to be a way to sneak here for Kvoth. The siege ships are not really looking at that location at all, as they're trying to take down the docks on this position here. Kvoth with very little wood, very little wood in the bank at this point to really make all of his units out, as the Oxy War Barge is moving back over onto this position, saying, I'm just going to make sure you don't get that town center up anytime soon. As the town center does get up on this position over here yet again, the Oxy War Barge going to be taking this one back out again, as Kvoth comes in with his villagers. While this is all going on, he's going to be able to get all of his Pentaconters back out to push through over here. We've got the War Barge is going to come back in and try and take down the town center of Kvoth yet again. Meanwhile, on this position, the mercenary have managed to hold on to that position here. Rapl now, he's still kind of low on the village account in terms of food and wood, but he seems to be making it work with his 2 town centers here. As the army's still pushing around, we've got the Pentaconters coming in. The town center does fall here, but was there enough navy here to come out and deal with this? It looks like the answer is not exactly. There's a handful of cabinets here to take all this out, as this town center is going to attempt to get snuck back up, as it looks like Kvoth didn't want to invest too much onto the water here while that was all going on, as more siege towers coming through. We also see a Phoenix coming in for Rapl. You don't see that very often. I'm not sure exactly if that's going to be all too much of a help here for Rapl. Maybe his idea is to come over and harass the market or something and clean that up and make some problems there, but obviously 1 Chiron is more than enough to deal with 1 Phoenix. As now Rapl is going to be putting up a cheeky wall over here to try and get into range of this town center with catapults, making them nice and safe there, as the Phoenix trying to take out those Toxotes. Does get the splash damage done, but it looks like the Toxotes probably would have actually killed the Phoenix there when all was said and done. There's more units coming through here. We do see the town center has managed to come back up for Kvoth. And I imagine Kvoth here he's going to continue to try and build these Oxy Juggernauts down, take out docks and everything else, as Rapl trying to push through here with his siege towers. There's not really a whole lot of defense that Kvoth has got over here. He's got plenty of resources in the bank here. He's still trying to break through on this location as the catapult comes through. But Rapl here, he's going to lose that catapult. He's going to start losing this town center as well, as Rapl is trying to push through as fast as he possibly can on this top side. So too is Kvoth trying to push through kind of slowly and methodically on the bottom side with his siege units. Just a very small amount of population over here. A handful of Gastrophetes, the Colossus, houses falling down as well, as we see yet again the town center on this location does fall, as Kvoth just cannot manage to hold on the water at this point. A bit of a role reversal, in all honesty, as this Oxy War Barge causing some problems. Starting to see the wood getting mined or chopped out on this map, as well as villages on the front over here. We do have a tree line over here, tree line over here, tree line over here for Rapl, but Kvoth is going to be running out of wood fairly soon, especially because these wood lines over here haven't really been grabbed. We see the Achilles coming out for whichever reason here for Kvoth, trying to get himself some of his stronger hero units. They are relatively decent at dealing with whatever they need to attack, but we will be seeing Rapl now losing this town center as well, as Kvoth is slowly but surely strangling Rapl in this game. As the town center over here going to be getting thrown back up. Town center over here going to be getting pushed back up as well. If you get enough villagers onto the guard towers, if you build 2 guard towers here, you will be able to kill off one Oxy war barge on that position. As there's just 2 war barges here are more than enough to hold on this position here, as Kvoth's just not able to afford any population worth of Pentacontis here. We'll see if Kvoth is now going to be able to move in onto this town center and grab this one. He's got these villagers over here that could easily just move forward and grab this at the time being. As the villagers are going to be leaving this location to try and put up some docks over here as well. Still managing to hold on this position as more Phoenix coming through here for Rapl. He's trying to make every single different idea here in this game to find an advantage. But we will be seeing now the town center over here is going to be going up. Villagers leaving this location. We see 1 tower does come up. 1 war barge does go down. And looking at Rapl here is at 123 of 123 population, getting himself City of the Dead at this point to help out his Pharaoh's HP. We'll see how it's going to go as the villagers now coming through onto this town center. What has Rapl got here? He's got the slowest trade route, or the weirdest trade route in the world here, with those camel caravans. And in that moment, Rapl does have to resign there, as Kvoth is sitting at 2 towns and is about to grab this one. He's about to grab this one, taking basically all of Rappel's town centers in order to win this game. Somehow, some way, Kvoth manages to make a comeback here. Rapl was so far ahead in the early game, he just could not end Kvoth here in this game. And in classic Kvoth fashion, he is so good at defense. He's so good at using every single weakness that his opponent has to keep himself in the game. And Rapl just couldn't figure out how to put an end to Kvoth here in this one. I think had Rapl just tried to secure this top gold mine as well as this one, instead of going after the main base, instead of trying to actually kill the Hades where he is strongest, which is those buildings, go after the gold mines, I feel like he would have easily won this game at about the 20-minute mark, or the 25-minute mark. But he just was trying so hard to go after the main base that he just couldn't actually end it, because building's so strong, Hades' army so strong, and Kvoth managed to just hold on for long enough to allow his naval supremacy to basically slow Rapl down enough. But a wonderful game here played by Kvoth. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.